Hi, and welcome to the Katala Lupunga show. It's so exciting to always be able to get into your homes, into your offices, and for you to just, click the like button and tune into the show. Today, I speak to Emmanuel Chipope, who is the founder and CEO of Chipope Mcrich Corporation. And he's a young Zambian constructor who started the construction work at the age of 26. We do know that most of the time, when we think of constructors, you're thinking about foreign nationals actually being the major constructors, but Emmanuel has done a lot of work, and most of his major target is actually employing young Zambians in being able to do this. Emmanuel, thank you so much for coming to the show.
I'm honored.
Yeah, I'm so humbled. Thank you. I know this is your home office and you've allowed us in.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So, how did you start, decide that you want to get into construction at the age of 26? Did you have any other dream before you started being in the construction industry? What was it like for you in your childhood?
Well, my dream was always to be a director. Though when you're young, you wouldn't really specify what kind of business you run. You just know I'll be a boss someday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then as time went, I started growing that passion for construction. Yeah, and I had a friend to my dad who got me from Kasama. He took me to school. He made me do accounts, actually. It was a good thing because accounts taught me a lot on how to run a business. But then in my heart was construction. Yeah, so my going into construction, I actually had to resign where I used to work in accounts.
Okay, where were you working before?
My last job was with Chumene Investments, which was under Nyombo. I was operations manager there. I was running a fleet of trucks. Yeah, so I then approached my uncle. I told him, I'll offer my service for free. Just teach me what you do. That's how I joined him, and I worked with him for a year. Then I told him it was time for me to go solo now. Then he was the first person actually to even give me a job, and he even gave me his workers, like run them like that. That's how I started.
But it must have been intimidating for you because even up to now, the majority of constructors in Zambia are foreign nationals and most likely above the age of 30. So what was the challenge in being able to do this? Or did you say, I'm going to do it anyway?
Well, come to think of it, everything becomes successful when you're determined and you know you can do it. It was challenging in a way that including your own relatives would be against, because somehow you're an accountant and you want to go in engineering, so not everyone would support. I think I only had my wife then as somebody who would support to say, okay, you can do it, you can do it. But it was challenging, and seeing a lot of other big people who've been in construction complaining, it's rough and whatnot. Yeah, as a person without focus, you tend to withdraw. But I think it's about determination. Yeah.
Fellow young Zambians, when you told them, look, I want to be in construction, what was their attitude towards this, apart from your family discouraging you?
Of course, most of their words were right, in that construction in itself is competitive in Zambia. There are thousands of contractors. When you go to NCC, I think we are over 6,000 contractors in Zambia, and not many jobs. And like you mentioned, foreign nationals taking up the big jobs. So you'd feel, well, I stand no chance. If you take those statistics, you go like, no, I can't do it. But there's always a way, and you formulate your own strategy to penetrate in the business.
How do you think the Western world has made it easy for their own people to be in the construction industry? What is it that we're not doing right for the young people in Zambia?
Well, for every job, I believe it's about quality and ability. There are things I may not really condemn the foreign nationals, because things like the stamina, financial stamina for most Zambian contractors. When we have money as Zambian contractors, we misplace our priorities. And those, when they come here, they mean business. They'll make sure they do what they have to do to make sure that they get some more jobs. As sometimes we misplace our priorities. And I wouldn't say Zambian contractors are bad. They are good, because if you come to think of it, even the foreign nationals use us to do their jobs.
Yeah.
They use us. You won't see many Chinese doing the work, so many Indians really doing the works as he's the one building. They always hire us as Zambians. So I think we also need to coordinate and cooperate as Zambians. Then we can do better. Yeah.
What kind of construction work do you do?
Well, we do buildings, we do drainages, and external works. Like if you go to Garden Court Hotel, we did the external works, we did the pavings, we did the curbing, the car parks, and whatnot. That's in Kitwe, yeah. We do quite a lot, and most of the jobs you'd see as done by foreigners, we did them.
Okay.
You know, where
Tell me some of the famous
yeah.
buildings that you've done.
Well, I was privileged to be part of the construction of Oscar K Flats in Kitwe. There's a complex of flats in Kitwe, and I've done quite a number of.
How many flats were those?
There were 8. There were 8 flats. Then we also were also part of the construction of the externals for Garden Court Hotel. Then where they've built national milling, we did all the head holes for the culverts on the ground before the actual structure was there. We've done a lot of culverts under ARZ in Sinazongwe and Sinazeze, and yeah, and also the drainages along Great East Road from Charleston Tank, the big ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about I know you're going to the Eastern Province, and you know you're taking a trip. And I asked you just before the interview, I was like, "Oh, so are you? What's going on in Yimba? Tell me about your next project, because I'm pretty interested about that. Because I know you mentioned it is because naturally you'd think it's someone from the Muslim community and who would be foreign to do the next work that you're about to do. Can you tell me more about that?
Okay, yeah. In Yimba, first of all, I'm humbled to be one of the contractors or rather servicing the Indian community projects. The Indian community has been one of my biggest clients, and I'm privileged to have been selected to go and build some mosques. I have 2 mosques being done in Nyimba. I've started one in Chifukuzi with an imam house. I'm also starting the next one in Chief Mwape. Yeah, this was all given by the Indian community. And mind you, I'm Christian, so by the end of the day, it's your quality,
about being a
your
global
work,
community,
yeah,
yes.
and being considering it as a global community per se, not being selective. The secret is just positioning yourself to be used. By the end of then you make money like that. So do a good job, be reliable. People out there, it's not easy to work with Indians. So if they can call you once, twice.
What do you mean it's not easy to work with them?
No, I mean, I for one have learned a lot from them because they're perfectionists. They don't want you to do something shoddy. So if you do the right thing once, they'll call you again. And for them to trust you with a mosque, it means you've impressed them in one way or the other. So that's what I meant to say. And working with them has also been very good to us because we've learned a lot. We would make mistakes and they would tell you, oh, that. Instead of being upset with them, you get what you want, then you implement the same correction elsewhere. Yeah.
All right, okay. All right, so we're speaking to Emmanuel Chipope, who is CEO of Mcrich Corporation, and we'll get a little bit into what has inspired him in life and, his message to Zambian youths, both male and female. You know how strong I am on females. I always say that the future is female. You're still watching the Katala Lupunga show on the Pistos channel. Welcome back. You're still watching the Katala Lupunga show on the Pistons channel. I'm speaking to Emmanuel Chipope, and he is a young constructor in Zambia. Emmanuel, I know earlier on we were talking about how you started everything and all of this. Where does your inspiration come from?
Okay. I've had a lot of inspirations in life, and most of them are youths. I've been inspired by the likes of Pastor Cholo himself, and the likes of Oscar Kaluva, and Azerpiri, and these are also part of my life. Okay, I like seeing youth succeed. Yeah, so seeing youth succeed inspired me that I can also make it. If they can make it, I can also make it. It's all about determination. So sometimes the inspiration doesn't just come from the financial status of a person, but also how they carry themselves. Yeah, because instead of trying to rush to be like them or how rich they are, you try to first see what they did to get there. What are some of the principles that prompted their catapulting to where they are? Yeah, so you get close to them, and I've been privileged to be close to these guys, and I talk to them to the level where I need something supplied. I don't have money. I'll just call
them up and say, I
yeah,
need this.
can I, then,
What's your employment strategy? Do you have any females?
well, yeah, I do have females. First of all, I work with my wife. She's my co-director, and also a project manager. And we work with just youths. Yeah, our target is to empower youths. My vision has always been to have that I can do it mentality activated in every youth. I believe no youth is a waste. Everyone has the potential. There's nothing like gender, be it female or male. You have the potential to get there. As a female, you have the potential to become a contractor. I know of a lady who does ceilings. She does perfect jobs. Yeah, she also does tiles. Yeah, so it's about revamping that already deposited thing in you by God, that you can do it. I didn't have to become an engineer per se to run a construction company. So even one who's never been to school, they didn't go to school because maybe they just didn't want. Sometimes just the environment wouldn't allow, the parents couldn't afford and whatnot, but they still have the talent. So if they have, we use them. If they don't have, we still identify those and make them. We teach them a trade, and when we have jobs, we subcontract them. And how I work with my workers is we don't pay them the per day kind of thing, because we want to make them work harder. And
So in most construction companies, they pay them per day?
mostly, yes. It's sometimes 50 kwacha per day, but my strategy is I give them per target. So I can tell them, I'll give you guys 5,000 if you finish this small job. If it's a job they can finish maybe even in 3 days. If I'm paying them per day, they can make maybe...
Yeah, so 50 kwacha is more like the ones that obviously I know you have targets. That's like $1.25 a day. Do you think that's enough to pay a construction worker in this country? I know that's not your strategy, but do you think that's enough?
Well, it depends on the job.
The other contractors coming to you saying, no, but I know obviously you're worried because you're in the construction industry, but if you're paying someone 50 kwacha a day, that's like $1.25 a day. And do they get that on a daily basis, or do they get it at the end of the week? Or?
It depends on how you agree, but mostly it's supposed to be month end. Yeah. So.
But do you think that more needs to be done for the construction industry? Do you think more needs to be done for the employees of the construction industry?
Well, more needs to be done. In construction, production is rated to profit. So if the job you're doing is lucrative, it's good enough. Of course, as a contractor, we also go beyond. We say, okay, you guys have done a good job. Here is a surplus. Here is a commission for what you've done. But they're just, like I said, it's quite competitive in construction. So you give a quotation which is original, but again, your other friends will go way lower. And to get that job, you have to go lower sometimes.
To go lower sometimes.
Just to share with the guys. So you just negotiate with the guys. Say, okay, you guys, this job we are doing is this much. So just so that we can all have something, can we work for this much? Can we do this? So it all depends. Yeah, the competitiveness.
What kind of construction industry would you like to see in Zambia? What would be your dream construction industry look like in Zambia?
Well, I would love to see the construction industry having the big ones being Zambians. I'm inspired by Mr. Mwamutoto, the owner of ARZ. He inspires me a lot. He's Zambian and he's got some white employees.
Okay.
And of course, we have likes of Mr. Mushinge. He's also Zambian. And I would love to see most of these big contractors being us, Zambians.
People
Actually, that's my dream. I would love to have
which
even
is okay.
just two Chinese or a white and a white person.
Yeah, because we're a global community after all.
We're a global community. The way they work in South Africa, it doesn't matter what race you're in. You find the black man is running white, and just working
as long as
together.
You can do your job.
Yes. Also, our foreign friends should also come to a point where they see us as partners than just people they can use, but they should take us to a place where they feel for us to do this, we need this to partner with this one. Yeah, they see us as their colleagues, and like that we can.
But I'm sure you're getting to this point. I mean, you are building mosques, and you're being entrusted. I think that you're getting to that point, and I hope that other Zambian youths that are watching this, not just in construction, but in other industries, that they will be inspired by you, by this episode. What's your message to the young Zambian right now? Because I think that we are living at a time that the Zambian youth needs inspiration. They need hope that they can achieve their dreams.
Well, my inspiration is never give up, and always identify the right association. Yeah, because what kills us most is the association. Of course, they are friends we've been with for a long time. You feel you can't let them go because blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it's about your future and what you want to do. So it's not, I'm not saying we can completely tell those friends, say, go away, I don't want to see you ever. We can meet them, but they're friends. No matter how much we can pretend, they're friends who just push us there. So those are some of the friends we can identify, and also just have that mentality to say, what you start, if you put your head to it, your mind to it, it will come to pass. It's not a one-day thing. It's not going to take
one
you
step at a time.
No, people want, especially youths, they're so into, you start now, you want those results in a week or a month. Of course, to some, they get that, but it's not always like that. Using the elevator to get to success is not always advisable, but stairs. Because at every step you learn something.
Thank you so much.
Even when you flip 3 steps backwards, you know what's there. You have the courage to move forward.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
So I was speaking to Emmanuel Chipope, and he is the CEO of Mcrich Corporation, and he is in the construction industry. And of course, he's been giving inspiration to Zambian youth, and he started at the age of 26, knowing amidst the challenges of competitions of being a local constructor and an industry that's dominated by our foreign nationals. But it's great to see that both all nationalities are working together, and that we're a global community, and that we're getting somewhere. I hope that you got some inspiration and be able to follow your dream. Catch me next time on the Katala Lupunga show on the Pistons channel. Remember to like, share, and join the community on www.pistons.org. Catch me next time. Bye.